Another gorgeous day in the beautiful state of Colorado. Welcome to lower downtown Denver. The locals call it Lodo. The Rockies in Lodo this afternoon, a Wednesday special as they will try to take 2 of 3 from the Pittsburgh Pirates. They won on Monday, lost last night. They'll try to rebound this afternoon. And good afternoon, everybody. With Jeff Houston, I'm Drew Goodman. You didn't know that Lodo thing, by the way, did you?
I didn't. Thanks for clarifying.
Absolutely, no problem. Pitching matchup today, James McDonald against Jeremy Guthrie. And James McDonald is a guy that has seen the Rockies in the past, and typically he has been very, very tough on Colorado.
Yeah, 3-1 in his career, and even go back to that start he had back in April against the Rockies where he was really good. He only gave up the 1 hit in 7 innings, had 8 strikeouts in that ball game. But James McDonald on the year, 9 wins, only trails A.J. Burnett on their team. His ERA, we saw just a moment ago, that's 6th best in the National League. His batting average against is just above 200. So you think about James McDonald, and he has 4 pitches that he can mix in there with a fastball, big curveball, slider, and changeup. And he's just got a deceptive movement and action on his baseball because the Rockies have never hit him well, not only when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but also I think back to when he was with the Dodgers. They just haven't picked up the ball and hit him very well at all.
Now, he'll pitch up in the strike zone at times. The problem for the Rockies, forget James McDonald, of late, they haven't been able to score runs consistently in this series. 3 for 19 runners in scoring position. Last night, they left 13 on.
Yeah, 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. I mean, that's not going to win you many ball games, and that's exactly why you're sitting there right now and you're 1-1 in the first 2 games of this series. So you got to go out there and figure out a way to drive those runs in and get them early. Last night, the Rockies had a chance early in the game to put pressure on Eric Bedard, who had not pitched well out on the road. They didn't do that. He settled in and eventually got the win.
Well, Michael Kadire is going to get the first part of the afternoon off. Andrew Brown, who was just recalled to the big leagues, will be in the cleanup spot behind that man. And when we return, we'll talk more about that man, All-Star Carlos Gonzalez.
Blake, it's day baseball at Coors Field as the Rockies try to win a series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Carlos Gonzalez in the lineup hitting third this afternoon. He hit fourth last night. Cargo has missed his guy, Troy Tulowitzki. Tulo on the DL May 31st. Since then, as Cargo told me, he has just been pitched differently by starters, relievers, you name it.
We always try to follow the sequence, and whenever I feel like, okay, this is a chance, I'm gonna get a fastball, and everybody in the clubhouse knows that there's a 90% that the fastball is gonna come. It's just not happening. So just the way it is. Just how baseball it is. It's a game that you're trying to be smarter than the other guy, and that's how the pitchers are doing right now.
You know what? Cargo joked. I heard him say that he needs Tulo more than Tulo's wife needs Tulo. But again, he's just going to have to deal with it probably the rest of the way. Hasn't hit a home run since June the 15th in Detroit. What a glorious day to go yard here at Coors Field. And guess what? Cargo mic'd up today. You'll hear that during the game as the Rockies wrap up this series with the Pirates here at Coors Field. We have baseball coming up next on Root Sports.
Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota moving forward. By CenturyLink, fast speed and a low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at Southwest.com. Perfect day for baseball as the Rockies and Pirates will close out the season series today. Jeremy Guthrie will make his fourth start since returning to the rotation. He was working in the bullpen for a short while. And leading things off for the third time in 3 ball games for the Pirates will be Alex Presley, and he's done a nice job. He runs well, and he's been swinging the bat pretty well of late also. Here's the rest of Clint Hurdle's lineup. A little different against the right-hander. First righty starters they've seen in this series. Neil Walker will slide up from the 5th spot. He's riding a 17-game hitting streak. And then Andrew McCutchen, who is, well, just unconscious of late. Garrett Jones gets his first start in the series. Casey McGee at first. Pedro Alvarez at third base. Rod Barajas back in there behind the plate. Clint Varmus at short. And James McDonald is on the hill. 15th start overall for Jeremy Guthrie. And not the kind of record he was looking for.
No, especially here at home. A 1-5 with a 923. Because out on the road, he's 2-4 with the 367. Has pitched more to contact there. And and better. He just needs to keep the ball down. The four-seam fastball, 43% of the time, will cut the fastball into the left-handed hitters. Slider and curveball, and it's the hanging slider that's really bitten Jeremy Guthrie this year. He's given up 19 home runs allowed. That's tied for second in the National League, trailing only Joe Blanton, who's given up 20 bombs.
So here we go. Alex Presley steps in the first pitch on a Wednesday afternoon on the outside corner. Strike one. Adrian Johnson's the home plate umpire. Third full year for Adrian on the major league staff. Makes his home down in Texas. Gary Cederstrom, Mike Malinsky, and Fielding Colbreth, and it's 0-2. Pirates won yesterday 6-2. They remain a game out in the NL Central behind the Cincinnati Reds. Game time temperature a pleasant 88 degrees. (0-2). There's the first slider of the ball game. It's down low, 1-2.
But that was a good sign where it was located. Even looked like it might have caught the forward strike zone down at the bottom of the zone. But as I mentioned, Jeremy will get around that slider more times than not instead of over the top of it.
2-2.
Good for him. It hasn't been getting to 0-2 or 1-2. It's been finishing the hitters off when he gets to that point.
And you made a great point. His breaking stuff typically has not been sharp.
Well, and that makes it easy for the hitters to adjust when they know that it hasn't been sharp. It's going to come in flatter. And you can adjust your swing as a hitter when that happens. Or you can eliminate it and say, I'll just go for the fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter this afternoon, Alex Presley. And this ball lined toward left center field. It's going to touch down, grabbed there by Carlos Gonzalez, and Presley continues to swing the bat well. He's hit in 8 of his last 10 ball games. Defensively, the Rockies will have Cargo in left, Dexter Fowler in center field. Andrew Brown is in right field, getting the start there. George Pacheco, Josh Rutledge, Marco Scudero, Tyler Colvin at first. Ramon Hernandez doing the catching this afternoon. There's Andrew Brown. I'm really looking forward to seeing him get 4 swings today, 4 opportunities at the plate.
Well, just from his numbers, what he's done in Colorado Springs. Mentioned it last night, hitting .317, 20 home runs, 84 RBIs down there. Does have a few at bats with the Cardinals when he came up last year, just 22 prior to this year, 22 major league at bats.
You never know what you truly have until somebody gets an opportunity. Usually you need an extended opportunity to formulate an accurate opinion. 2-strike count on Walker, so here we go. An 0-2 count on Presley. Presley worked it to 2-2 and then lined a single to left center. Let's see how Guthrie, with a man on, handles Walker, who is as hot as anybody in the game, not named Andrew McCutchen.
17-game hitting streak for Neil Walker. Impressive 2-3 punch for the Pirates. And I just saw a moment ago Robinson Cano extended his hitting streak to 21 games.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And you know, you talk about these streaks, talk about Robbie Cano and that kid, Andrew McCutchen. If you had to vote for MVP in each league right now, it may be Cano and Andrew McCutchen.
Just the way they're leading their teams and what each of them are doing.
Yeah, we had a home run again last night for the Angels. Going to get some votes. You can give him the Rookie of the Year right now, Mike Trout.
Go ahead.
He may pull a Freddie Lynn.
Rookie of the Year and MVP.
Yeah, that's what Lynn did back in 1975. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is rolled to second, not hit hard enough for 2 in all likelihood. Good decision by Rutledge. And I like that. You say, okay, it's an obvious one, but you got a young guy out there who wants to impress, wants to show off his arm. Eat the baseball there.
Yeah, know how hard the ball is hit, where the runner is. Don't throw it away. If you jump up, it slips out of your hand. You do everything, try to rush him to get that double play. You throw it in the dugout. He gets second base, and you got Andrew McCutchen standing at the plate.
Andrew brought a 371 average to Coors Field. It's hard to move the average north when you're hitting that high. He has done it. 4 hits in the series, including that 448-foot home run last night. I guess he was challenged by somebody, and he tried to hit the Toyota Tundra out there in left field.
Instead, he just hit it at the Madeline's ice cream shop right there. .448 feet. That was the distance, and it could have been the height on the ball too.
You know what else is impressive? That the ball stayed true.
It means he stayed inside the baseball and got his hands in there. Because if a ball's hit that far and that high, it usually hooks at the end. His didn't.
Another 0-2 count. And McCutchen bounces one to short. Rutledge, good feed. Scudero didn't even bother looking at first. You're not going to double up McCutchen on a slow 2 hopper.
Yeah, just act like a first baseman if you're Marco Scudero.
Carlos Gonzalez is wearing a microphone for us this afternoon. Just had a little conversation with Dexter Fowler.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, where you play a guy that uses the whole field?
You want me in the gap? You want me towards the line? Back on the warning track?
Garrett Jones takes ball 1. Well, he's going to be the first guy not to have an 0-2 count on him today, I guess. Jones has always hit the Rockies well.
Especially here at Coors Field, 378 average.
Got a lot of power. Does not typically get starts against left-handers. That's why he didn't start against Francis or Friedrich.
The way he stands at the plate, Garrett Jones, reminds me of Adam LaRoche.
Yeah. There's some similarities there.
Just stand up tall and create the leverage.
2-0's in there, 2-1. Jones, a career .313 hitter with 6 home runs against Colorado pitching. McCutchen not moving, and this one is fouled off.
So far, Jeremy Guthrie is varying his looks and times to the plate to keep McCutchen, who has 14 stolen bases, at first base. And that's all you have to do to keep a base stealer from stealing most of the time.
Freeze the feet.
Yeah. Pitchers like to get the ball once they come set, deliver the ball to the plate within 2 seconds.
He'll be moving now. It's 3-2.
And I'd move Tyler Colvin back behind Andrew McCutchen, and that's exactly what the Rockies are going to do with the left-handed hitter up. I mean, even if it's just 3 or 4 feet that you play behind, that gives you the extra range.
Garrett Jones, originally drafted by the Atlanta Braves in the 14th round. Pittsburgh signed him. He was a minor league free agent. hit 21 home runs in a season twice for Pittsburgh, 16 last year. Here's the 3-2 again, and this is lifted high and foul down the right field line. "21 pitches into this first inning is Jeremy Guthrie." Kind of what you talked about, Jeff. I mean, he's gotten ahead, at least of the first 3 hitters today. He was behind Jones, but didn't have that finishing pitch. And when I say finishing pitch, that doesn't necessarily mean, I should say, a strikeout.
No.
But the pitch that you get the mishit ground ball or the pop up.
The off balance swing from the hitter.
That's a good pitch right there. Scudero will circle it, and Jones just caught at first base. He got up the line. Guthrie gets 3 ground ball outs in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. To break out offensively against a tough customer, James McDonald. Dexter Fowler hit 3rd last night, and that wasn't an issue. He was on base 4 times, couple hits, couple of walks. And let's take a look at the Southwest batting order for Jim Tracy. He'll be followed in that lineup by Marco Scudero. Carlos Gonzalez will bat 3rd. He was on base 4 times yesterday. Andrew Brown will bat cleanup. He's got a lot of pop. Colvin, Hernandez, Pacheco, Rutledge, and Guthrie to follow against the 27-year-old James McDonald, who showed a lot of promise with Los Angeles but was inconsistent. And he's had a breakout season this year.
9-3. He had 9 wins last year. That was ties his career high. His ERA last year, though, 3.65, which isn't shabby, but it's also a run less this year. And that 259, 6th best in the National League. And for James McDonald, it's going to be a fastball that'll average right around 92 miles an hour. That's the 4-seam variety. Curveball, 76 miles an hour. That's his 2nd best pitch.
This is high and deep to right field. Got a chance to get out. See you later. Home run, Dexter Fowler. Number 12 on the year. That's the kind of start you're looking for.
Well, behind 2-0, you should make him pay. Dexter Fowler does. Down and into his zone that he likes from the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Watch the hands drop down to get to that ball that's lower, but then the high finish from Dexter.
That had the right sound, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Marco Scudero at the plate. Ball 1. Dexter, before that swing, over the last 2 months, a little more than 2 months, hitting .351, which is the 7th best average in the National League. Carr goes 5th on that list at .353. Number 1 is McCutcheon at 394. Then Melky Cabrera and Joey Votto. They're 1, 2, 3.
Well, and also hitting 353 from the leadoff spot, and that's going to go up with that home run.
And 4th career leadoff home run, by the way, for Dexter. 2nd this year. And Scudero takes ball 3. So McDonald gives up the long ball. And now he's behind Scudero 3-0.
Marco might make him. Obviously, he's going to make him throw a strike here, but even at 3-1, make him throw another one, but doesn't need to. We'll go back to that home run for Dexter Fowler from a moment ago. That was a great sound you heard off the bat, but then to see that outfielder turning his back as you're jogging down the line.
All right, Dex.
Man knows something about hitting home runs.
Yes, he does. And it's been a while. And you always worry when it's been a while that a guy will try to manufacture lift, pull off baseballs, trying to pull the baseball. He's getting his hits. He's not getting great pitches to hit, though, to drive.
And he has to recognize that fact that he's starting to see more off-speed pitches than fastballs.
And again, the first pitch there is a curveball. Cargo, since the All-Star breaks, 8 for 20, a 400 average.
Also dropped the beautiful bunt down last night.
And he was on base 4 times. Couple of hits, couple walks. McDonald can't find the zone now.
I'm surprised Barajas or the pitching coach have not gone out to McDonald. Barajas caught over 1,000 games at the major league level.
This is normally a fastball count. Will he get a heater? He did, but it was well placed. Who wants tacos? Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more during any ball game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Be between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies tacos special. This ball's loud and far and gone. Home run, drought over. Back wall of the bullpen. Make it 3-0 Colorado. Number 18 for Cargo.
How about that smile? Weight lifted off the shoulders.
Little Pony blistered this baseball.
And this ball was away from him, but we talk about plate coverage for Carlos Gonzalez might be as good as anybody in all of baseball. The way he can hit a ball that's away from him and still generate the power to pull it. Finally.
I still got power.
I still got power.
That's funny. Cargo's last home run, June the 15th, 94 ABs ago. And you were saying you thought he was going to become just a punch and Judy hitter, huh?
No, I don't think so. But he was still able to get his hits, as you mentioned, 6th in the National League in average, even when he wasn't hitting the long ball.
1-1 on Andrew Brown. He gets a breaking ball. Buckled the legs a little bit, 1-2. Andrew Brown came up in the Cardinals organization, picked up by the Rockies, had a great spring training. He's had a great year at AAA. He's not tremendously big, but he's very powerful. Last night he had a pinch hitting appearance, drove the ball nearly to the wall and right. Product of the University of Nebraska. 2-2, and then it's fouled off. Now here's Cargo mic'd up on the swing.
Yes, that's you, baby, that's you.
Is he talking to G or the baseball?
I think he was talking to the baseball.
G, of course, being Glenn Allen Hill at first. Scotty Garrett, smarter than he looks, huh? Gonna sit next to the superstar.
Camera time.
This ball in the air to right, has a chance to drop, but Garrett Jones closes the gap and makes the catch. That's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Tyler Colvin. Boy, baseball's a funny game, isn't it?
It is.
Eric Bedard's been struggling mightily. Rockies put runners on throughout the game, bases loaded 3 different occasions. They can't scratch out a big hit. 0 for 10 last night, runners in scoring position. James McDonald's been dealing 7-1 his last 8 decisions. One of the top pitchers all year in the National League.
Won 4 straight, all of that. And you jump out with at least a 3 spot early in this game.
And allowed 3 spot.
Yeah, and last night Bedard, as we talked about, had an ERA out on the road of over 6. Go figure.
Yeah, you can't.
No, but that's the beauty of this game, and that's why you tune in every single game, because you don't know how it's going to play out. It's a new chapter today, and it'll be a new chapter tomorrow, and you just build up that long book.
That's right. That is correct. 1-1 on Colvin. And Colvin hits a ground ball toward the middle. Diving stop Walker, and a nice play by Neil Walker.
He's lucky that ball, though, when it came out of his glove, dropped right by his throwing hand, so he could make the toss from his knees. Watch as he dives from the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. It doesn't settle into his glove like you like it to do as an infielder, and then he lays over on top of it. It pops out of his glove, but sits there nicely for him to make the throw.
It's almost like, you know, the automatic putter you get for the basement.
Right, where it just kicks it back to you.
Or the CEO has for the office. This ball is ripped by Hernandez to center field. Hernandez gets, or excuse me, McCutcheon gets over there and takes a double away from Hernandez. He hit that hard. Speaking of hard hit balls, Dexter Fowler hit one in the seats to begin the outing for the Rockies offensively. And then Carlos Gonzalez would end the 94 at-bat drop with a 2-run shot to the back wall of the bullpen. 3-0 Rockies. Take a look at the road ahead. It's powered by your Colorado Hyundai dealers. Step up to the plate, get more miles per gallon with the hottest car line in America, Hyundai. Tomorrow's an off day. Truth be told, it's a travel day. Rockies heading to San Diego, and they'll open up a 3-game set against the Padres Friday night. Now, we're on the air with the pregame show at 7:30 Friday, 6 o'clock Saturday, kind of a late afternoon affair, and then Sunday, we're on the air with the pregame show at 1:30. 3 games against the Padres, 3 games in Huey's home state of Arizona against the Diamondbacks on the 6-game excursion this season. Save responsibly when you shop at your Colorado Hyundai dealers. And the first pitch from Guthrie is in there, a strike on Casey McGee. Guthrie has been ahead of 4 of the 5 hitters so far in this game. 3-0 Colorado. Fowler and Gonzalez home runs in that outstanding first inning. Now 4 of the first 5 hitters have been 0-2.
Yeah, and now you hope for Jeremy Guthrie that he puts this inning down quickly. So you don't give James McDonald a chance to catch his breath and you get the offense cranked up.
Good pitch.
It was interesting this morning. Got here about 10 o'clock. And Jeremy Guthrie was already in the outfield. He was stretching, just tossing some balls lightly out against the wall. And I've never seen that from a starting pitcher before. Where he's getting loose that early before a 1 o'clock ball game, 3 hours before he was scheduled to pitch.
Jeremy's a fitness. I won't call him a freak because we all like to stay in shape, but Jeremy is one of those guys that takes tremendous care of his body.
Well, that's why even when he was in the bullpen, he could throw almost every day. Just has a bounce back arm.
Join in on the conversation with Toyota Talk. Text Toyota to 720-720. Questions, thoughts, and you'll also, as we always tell you, learn how to win a $500 gas card. And a check swing roller to Scudero. Pats the glove. Lobs it over to Colvin, 1 out. And so far so good for Jeremy Guthrie, getting ground ball after ground ball.
Yeah, 4 out of the 5 guys have been outs via the ground ball.
Pedro Alvarez will step up. 0 for 5 yesterday. He struck out 3 times in the ball game yesterday. 3 of his last 4 hits have been home runs. Right now he's got a little bit of kind of being the left-handed version of Rob Deere.
Either a home run or a punch out.
There's been a lot of guys who've had really good careers that didn't hit for high average. Now Alvarez is too young to put that on him just yet. Give him that moniker. Asking Clint Hurdle about that. I said he is a little bit of a feast or famine guy, and he said, yeah, we're just trying to shorten the famine up a little bit.
Well, that's not unusual for guys that have hit a ton of home runs in the minor leagues. They come up to the big leagues, and that's what their calling card is, to hit home runs. But there's times when you just can't swing that way.
This ball is hit pretty well to left field. Speaking of home runs, here's one from Pedro Alvarez to make it 3-1. His 19th of the year.
Well, the second one in this series that he's hit to left field. He had one in the rain delay game on Friday night in the top of the 9th to tie it up, make it a 4-4 ball game. And now for Alvarez, he takes a pitch away from him. And they want to come inside. Where does that ball go? It slides back over right to the thigh area, and that's why they'll take some of the famine, because of the feast and the power to all fields.
To all fields. The 4th home run he's hit against the Rockies. Andrew Brown will come on and make the play. Rod Barajas, the 2nd out of the 2nd inning. That's the 20th home run allowed by Jeremy Guthrie this year.
Yeah, that ties Joe Blant for the league lead.
$20 home runs in 90 innings. You know, Guthrie's typically a guy that'll throw 200+ innings. It's not going to happen this year, but it's a hard shot at Pacheco. Nice play. But you do the math, and you're talking about
averaging over 40 home runs if it were to be a 200-inning season. Far too many. Home run by Alvarez. It's 3-1.
Team is down to the Rockies 3-1. Everybody has great conversations with Clint Hurdle when he's back in town. He told me about his son Christian, who's now 7. When he was 4, he supposedly retired from T-ball, but he came up to his dad and he said, "Dad, can you manage kids? Can you teach kids?" And Clint Hurdle said, yeah, I can teach kids. And Clint said he talks like a 25-year-old to him. And he said, "Well, can you teach me how to hit?" And he said, "Yeah, I've been a hitting instructor. I ought to be able to do that." Well, they take a few swings. Christian swinging left-handed. Clint tells me he's awful. So then he puts the bat in his hand right-handed, and he's starting to hit everything right on the button. And he says to Christian, "Well, you're right-handed. Didn't you know that?" And Christian says to him, "Yes, I knew that. I'm not an idiot." And Clint said, where did he come up with the word idiot, or the fact that he was swinging the bat left-handed? But a funny story with his son saying, "Can you teach kids?" I know you guys have stories with Clint too.
Well, Clint told us that one, and it was very entertaining because he said to Christian, he also said to his mom, Carly, he said, "You think Dad, could help me with that?" He said, "What do you think Daddy does?"
He just puts on a uniform in the big leagues, right?
That's great. We saw Chris.
Clint likes to throw batting practice. He still enjoys teaching the game of baseball.
Yeah, he's an active coach. This ball by Pacheco down the right field line. Look out.
Heads
boy.
up.
Our security person down there almost ran into the baseball.
He wasn't sure where this ball was going up. No, I don't know. I saw it go up and then don't go forward.
Incoming.
Oh. But he was trying to get out of the way of the right fielder. I mean, Garrett Jones was coming, so he was trying to stay out of his way. Just didn't know where the ball was.
And Pacheco with a soft line drive base hit. Just out of the reach of Clint Barmas. And Jordan, that base hit will move the average over 300 once again.
And continued to lead National League rookies with the average. I mean, this one is he had to take his top hand off the bat and just ever so slightly over the head of Clint Barmas.
I like that Pedro Alvarez had his glove up trying to catch it, even though he was 20 feet
Everybody
away.
does that. When you see somebody else jumping up on the field, you'll see pitchers do it where they're jumping up with the guy too.
Josh Rutledge. It's called a strike. Rutledge drives it to right. Pacheco will go to third. And into second with a head first slide and a double is Josh Rutledge. Second double for Rutledge. Threw out a triple yesterday.
Triple almost in the same area yesterday. Triple was closer to the right field line than that ball. That's where you want to take the pitch. It's down and away from you and then slice it to the right side. And then the hustle from Rutledge, knowing when he came out of the box, he had an opportunity for two. They're going to put the pressure on, and he did exactly that.
So Jeremy Guthrie at the plate. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Good swing. How about this? The Rockies, Rutledge sitting in that 8 spot every day. They've hit 287 from the 8 hole this year, which is the best mark in baseball.
Remember, Dexter was hitting out of the 8 spot for part of the year. That helps. But when you could get those kind of numbers, it just puts more guys into scoring position.
And Dexter has 15 games there. Chris Nelson has 20 games there.
The good news, real quick, on Chris Nelson. He is out of the hospital. He's back home. He came to the ballpark late last night. So
that's great to hear.
Uplifting. So, Chris, if you're watching at home, get well soon, and hope to see you back here quickly.
Absolutely. The real good guys you want to meet in the game. Chris Nelson. So Guthrie's gone, and here comes Dexter Fowler, a chance to do more damage. This replay is brought to you by the Colorado Lottery's second chance drawing. Through October 1st, enter your non-winning scratch tickets at coloradolottery.com. First inning, got a pitch to hit from James McDonald, and Dexter hit it far. His 12th big fly of the year. 4th home run leading off a ball game in Dex's career.
And the 9th home run for Dexter from the left side this season. He's got an opportunity, not with a long ball, but just that ball on the ground, a shortstop or second baseman to drive in another run because they're back.
That's outside. How about the splits now? Dexter's hitting .309 against lefties, so he's hitting .309 right-handed. Left-handed, he's hitting above .300 also.
And I don't hear people saying that he should stop switch hitting now.
No.
Where's that conversation?
I think that changeup misses. I think one of the hardest things in baseball, not just for fans, I mean, broadcasters, front office people, scouts, coaches, managers, is to be patient, is to remember patience.
You immediately slap a guy with a label, but let him decide what that label is. Don't you give it to him.
2-1. Good eye.
But notice the leg kick from Dexter now is not as pronounced as it was. So it's just coming up 3 or 4 or 5 inches off the ground, and then it's back down on the ground, and it keeps your head still, and you recognize the pitch sooner. So he's laying off pitches that he was swinging at before.
3-1, and it's ball 4, and they're loaded up for Scudero. Rockies up 3-1 as they hit here in the second inning.
Well, the Camarena Loft, located in center field, is a great option for your group. Individual tickets are available on select dates as well. Book the newly expanded Camarena Loft today.
Well, the Rockies were in this situation 3 times yesterday, all with 2 outs, and they failed to get a hit with the bases loaded. Here's Marco Scudero, bases loaded, 1 out. And that pitch misses from James McDonald, who has struggled to throw consistent strikes early in this game.
Yeah, 40 total pitches, 21 for strikes, 19 for balls.
It's not the splits you're looking for. Carlos Gonzalez on deck. Good speed out there. Pacheco, Rutledge, and the trail man is Fowler. That's in there. 1-1. Scudero walked his first time up.
Scudero 2 for 6 this season with the bases loaded.
Got a couple grannies in his career. Marco was 2 for 5 yesterday. Marco Scudero from Venezuela, but he's of Italian descent. Dad born in Italy, moved to Venezuela. One-two, and slowly hit. Only one play, and that's to first for Clint Barmas. So Scudero gets the RBI. Once that roller eluded McDonald, you knew the Rockies would get a run out of it. That'll be interesting. You have Cargo coming up with first base open, and a young player in the on-deck circle in Andrew Brown.
Put him on.
You got to put him on.
You have to.
It's
with
4-1 already.
And Scudero did not mean to swing. He got to the point of contact, and you say to yourself, uh-oh. But then you're happy when it gets past the diving pitcher, and James McDonald. The only play Clint Barmas had was to first base. And I know the fans are booing, and everybody'd like to see Carlos Gonzalez hit, of course, if you're a Rockies fan. But Clint Hurl, there's no way he's going to let him go up there when you've got a guy like Andrew Brown hitting behind him who has 24 career Major League at-bats.
They would do this in virtually every situation, short of if Tulowitzki's behind him.
But even then, maybe.
And even then, maybe, depending on how hot Troy is. And it's not a knock on Troy, but it's a left-right situation. A guy who's among the league leaders in every offensive category. It's pick your poison. So Andrew Brown with 2 outs gets to hit with the bases loaded.
It's also a chance for Brown to showcase his wares. To say, okay, I might not have many at-bats, but I'll just take a deep breath and go at you. Pitcher against hitter.
4 for 22 last year in 11 ball games with St. Louis. Texas native Andrew Brown. Here's the 1-0. And this could be a problem for McDonald, and it will be. Now caught off base is Dexter, and he got back in there. It's an infield single and an RBI for Andrew Brown, and it's 5-1 Colorado.
Nothing better than a swinging bunt. This is what Andrew Brown got. If you tried to roll it out there during batting practice, you couldn't place it in a better position than what Brown did. And then Dexter Fowler rounds it hard, but the throwback is cut off by Pedro Alvarez. Clint Barmas had gotten back to the bag, and he was in a better position to try to catch Dexter rounding the bag than Pedro was.
Is that one of those situations, Huey, where really neither player was wrong because Barmy's going to cover the bag, right. Alvarez is trying to get back there.
Well, and he doesn't know who's behind him. You assume that the shortstop is going to be behind you because that's the way the play is going. But the last thing you want to do if you're Alvarez is assume he's there, you let it go, and it kicks off the tarp and rolls down into left field.
So the 8th man to hit in the inning is Tyler Colvin, and he'll have a chance with the bases loaded. Rockies are already up by 4. They have a chance to get great early separation here. Colvin had a hit taken away in the first inning, a diving stop up the middle by Neil Walker. Off the plate, ball 1. Colvin just 2 for 15 since the All-Star break. That wasn't.
That was an excuse me
Yeah, that
swing.
wasn't the kind of swing you want when there's no strikes on you. Had a couple times of late from Tyler.
Indecision on where you're looking for a pitch or what pitch you thought was coming. And when you're in those 2 for 15s, those are the type of swings that you produce.
This is lifted to left field. Alex Presley waiting. Rockies pick up a couple more runs in the second inning, sending 8 to the plate. Andrew Brown gets an RBI. It's 5-1. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, stick around after the game Saturday for Rockies All Access. Cargo will feature the Rockies All-Star. You'll see him in Kansas City, the Home Run Derby, and also making the start as a designated hitter, Carlos Gonzalez. All you want to learn about Cargo, Rockies All Access after the game on Saturday. James McDonald leading things off. He bats lefty and he takes strike 1 from Jeremy Guthrie.
He's wearing the elbow guard on his right elbow to protect it.
One and two on James McDonald.
See, those are the sliders you were talking about earlier, and I know it's just a pitcher up there, but they're not real sharp.
No, they stay on the same plane. They don't have the bite or the depth that you like to see from the slider.
They're going to stay away, and that's a line drive, base hit to center field. So James McDonald throws out a single leading off the third. And that'll bring up Alex Presley.
The 6th hit on the season for James McDonald. Decent swing from the pitcher. You can tell he's an athlete. He comes from an athletic family. Of course, his cousins, everybody knows about his cousins here in Colorado, in the Denver area, the McDonalds, Darnell and Dunzell.
And Darnell was just released by the Yankees yesterday. He'd been released earlier this year by the Red Sox. The Yankees picked him up for a short stint, but when CC Sabathia came off the DL, Darnell McDonald was the one who was released. You know what? He could still help a number of teams. He runs well. He's versatile in the outfield.
Steal a base, play above average defense.
Hopefully Darnell has had a long career. Hopefully he'll get another shot. Here's the 1-1. That ball's yanked and double play. Oh no, I thought the tag was applied by Colvin. Colvin caught it and reached down to get McDonald, and
I think
an optical illusion.
Yeah, but he didn't tag him with his glove. He touched him with his bare hand. Watch this. He's got there, bare hand. No, that doesn't work. You're surprised. Tag, you're it. No.
Well,
that doesn't work.
The mistake Tyler made was that he's supposed to reach out, grab him with the bare hand, and then apply the tag.
Okay. But you can't do that.
Well, just a minor technicality. That was a rocket off the bat of Presley. Pretty
McDonald
good,
didn't have time enough to distance to get away from the bag because it was hit so hard.
Walker at the plate, riding that 17-game hitting streak. One ball, one strike on Neil Walker. Switch hitting second baseman for the Pirates. Second in baseball in the month of July in hits to.
Let me guess, Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they have scored 76 runs this month. That's second best in all of baseball. Only the Angels have scored more.
Walker's hitting 490 in July. You'd think that'd be the best mark in baseball, but his buddy behind him's hitting 531.
Well, his buddy's been two-time player of the week. Was a player of the month last month, and already has my vote on July 18th for.
You gonna hand it to him?
For July, why not?
He'd have to go on a large tailspin not to figure prominently again in the voting at the end of this month. Mike Trout, by the way, has the third best average in baseball in July at 440. Those are a couple of guys you'd pay to watch every day. Andrew McCutchen, Mike Trout, that guy in left field for the Rockies. Yeah, that
they're
guy.
all young, and they're all young too. That's the other thing, that they still have a lot of career left.
Well, Cargo's 26, McCutchen's 25, Trout's 20.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And to build to the future of this game, young players to follow.
He went around. Yep, good pitch. Walker is dismissed. That's the second out. And McDonald stays at first base. That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen. Rockies ahead 5-1. First strikeout of the ball game for Jeremy Guthrie. AT&T trivia question: who is the last Pirate to win the National League MVP award? We've had some great players, as you know. Outside ball one. McCutchen bounced into a force play, hit it at the shortstop Rutledge in the first inning. Last 25 games for Andrew, he's got 50 hits and 11 home runs. Check this out. In the history of baseball, I love when you could start a statement that way. In the history of baseball, there have only been 2 players to ever in a 25-game span have 50 hits and 11 home runs. Chuck Klein, the only other.
Well, there's a lot of kids that are good at video games, Xbox, PlayStation. I'm not sure they could put up those kind of numbers on a PlayStation or Xbox game.
Unless they hit like turbo boost. Right?
All those cheat codes that I don't know about.
Yeah, my boys put a football team together on Madden one year. You couldn't even tackle the guys. Like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah. Do you want to play, Dad? I won't give you all the directions.
Right.
Hey, the first 15,000 fans on August 5th will receive a Colorado Rockies lunch bag courtesy of King Soopers. Get your tickets today. The San Francisco Giants are in town.
2-0 on McCutchen. Hernandez sets up away, and that misses location. It's 3-0. You know, Andrew, out of courtesy, looked down at Nick Leyva to see if he had the green light. For the foreseeable future, he will. Ball 4. So 2 are on for Garrett Jones. That's the first walk allowed by Guthrie. Jones hit a ground ball to second his first time. He leans on this one, deep right center field, and out she goes. And now we have a new ball game. 3-run home run. Garrett Jones, his 13th of the year. And with that one swing, it's now a 1-run ball game. Jeremy Guthrie and the long ball. He's going to have nightmares about 430-foot home runs this offseason.
That 21st home run that Jeremy Guthrie has given up this year. The pitch was down and away from Garrett Jones, and it just shows you the strength of Mr. Jones on the sweet spot from the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, and the lift and high finish.
Well, that's giving protection to a great hitter in front of you. Jones with McCutchen in front of him, going to have opportunities with men on base, because as hot as Andrew McCutchen is, a lot of teams will pass on him, and basically that's what you got from Guthrie. Even though the Rockies were up 4 runs, Guthrie didn't come real close to throwing anything hittable to McCutchen. So now you put 2 guys on, and Jones
does
made
what
Guthrie pay.
Yeah, but that's why Pittsburgh is 10 games over 500.
Tough chance. See that ball coming up on Pacheco. It'll be an error on Pacheco, allowing McGee to reach. Technically, what went wrong here?
Well, he just didn't get down with his knees enough. I mean, it's a chopper, get around it, work around it. See how his glove was too close to his body. To get it out in front of you more so you could set it and pick it, it came up and hit you on the heel. And when it does that, because your glove is not down and open towards the ground enough.
Pedro Alvarez, he homered to left his first time. It's a curveball for a strike. 3-run home run from Garrett Jones to make it 5-4.
The Pirates now have hit a home run in 9 straight games and 20 out of the last 22 games they've played.
Who would have thought that with this Pittsburgh lineup? I mean, you respect McCutchen, and then everybody else in the lineup. You know, Jones hits some home runs.
McGee
McGee can hit some home runs. Alvarez obviously can hit, you know, a few home runs. But you're talking about guys that punch out a fair amount. Also, especially the latter couple of guys mentioned. But there's Pittsburgh among the league leaders in home runs. They have hit more road home runs than any team in the National League. 3rd most road home runs in baseball. They continue to improve. Here's the 2-1, and this is slowly hit with, oh man, that thing had so much English on it, Rutledge couldn't even get leather on it. You could see that ball moving even as it got to the dirt. It was hit off the very end of the bat, and it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. And that'll be the first major league error on Josh Rutledge.
Yeah, it had the English and the side spin on it. Catches it. I mean, that was a great shot there to see how it's spinning off of the bat, off the cupped end of the bat. So Rutledge goes to get it, and then it hit the seam of the grass and cut even more. I mean, the shortstop's not going to come into the ball when he knows it's a slow roller and field it that way. He was going to field it off the left side of his body.
Rod Barajas hit a pop fly to right. Now the Rockies' lead is in jeopardy after the back-to-back errors. Guthrie, by the way, here in the 3rd inning already has thrown 63 pitches.
Well, the Rockies do have an off day tomorrow, so he's got that extra day of rest. Everybody out in the pen is available except for Josh Renicky. Even Adam Ottavino, who threw last night, just threw 26 pitches, is available.
The bases are loaded as Barajas gets hit, and that'll bring up Clint Barmes. Bo McLaughlin will go out to the mound.
Barajas just turned into the off-speed pitch.
I'm sorry, Hugh. This is reminiscent, a different guy, because Guthrie's been around a long time. Friedrich hasn't, but this is reminiscent of Friedrich's 5th inning yesterday, where he just couldn't produce it out. Now, there's been 2 errors behind him, in fairness to Guthrie. But now the inning has seen the Pirates hit around. And you're a base hit away from trailing.
Well,
and in the inning, and when the inning began, the Rockies were up by a 4 spot.
And also when the inning began, you had the number 9 hole hitter, the pitcher, to start off the inning, and you had him with 2 strikes, and you gave up the base hit to start this whole mess.
And the bad inning yesterday, as Matt Reynolds has begun to throw, the bad inning yesterday began with Barmes, the 8th place hitter for Pittsburgh. He walked, and the pitcher walked, back-to-back walks. Or excuse me, 7, 8, 9.
7, McHenry and Barmes.
Yeah, McHenry and Barmes walked. And then there was a sac bunt. Been a rough year offensively for Clint, though last month or so he's hit about 250. One ball, 1 strike. Base is full of Pirates. McGee at 3rd, Alvarez at 2nd, Barajas at 1st. And this is looped to right center field, and the Pirates will have the lead.
2 runs will score. It's 6-5 Pittsburgh. Not hit hard, just hit in the right place. And Clint Barmes has his 23rd and 24th RBIs. And the Pirates have completely erased a 5-1 deficit.
They've also hit around in this inning. Trying to stay under the hands of Clint Barmes, but even though it was in, it was up. And Clint Barmes, everybody knows where he likes to have the baseball. It's belt high and above, inner third. Fought that pitch off, dropped it into right center field.
Now this is Guthrie's last hitter. He either gets McDonald or he's done.
He's done anyway.
Yep. Don't see that very often where a guy will be removed with the pitcher at the plate, 2 outs. But this 3rd inning went south in a hurry for Jeremy Guthrie. They've also changed one of those errors, that ball with a lot of English that kicked hard to the left that Rutledge really didn't get any leather on. You described it accurately, Huey. That's been made a hit. So there's only 1 error in the inning. That was the McGee slow roller that Pacheco couldn't handle. 6-5 Pittsburgh. Matt Reynolds on in the 3rd inning in relief of Jeremy Guthrie. Defense, 1 error, and they've been out there for a while. 3-run home run Garrett Jones, and then a 2-run single off the bat of Clint Barmes, and Jeremy Guthrie hits the showers early. Matt Reynolds will now face James McDonald, who got the whole thing started with a line single to center field.
He got the single just up the middle. Matt Reynolds in last night. Just a 1/3 of an inning, had a strikeout, 7 pitches.
Here's the 0-1, and it's in there. 0-2 on James McDonald. Barajas at 3rd, Barmes at 1st. 6-5 Pittsburgh, after the Rockies finally broken out offensively. And McDonald, a feeble swing, and he's gone. So Reynolds comes on and puts down the inning, but 10 come to the plate for Pittsburgh, and they lead it 6-5.
Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford Fiesta. With 40 MPG, it's a pretty big deal. Ford Fiesta, drive one. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by King Soopers, more value for the way you live. We're having a blast today.
Those dogs look familiar. One or two of them might be our own Doug Moreno's dogs.
Doug's got 11 dogs.
Oh, crashes. Okay.
It's amazing. It is truly amazing how, over a period of time, owners start to resemble their dogs. Just saying. Rockies find themselves down 6-5. Ramon Hernandez, who hit a deep shot to left center field his first time up. It was tracked down by Andrew McCutchen, will begin things for the Rockies. Hernandez, Pacheco, and Rutledge. Rockies been great on offense against James McDonald. 3 in the first, 2 in the second.
Well, now you'll see how McDonald responds.
And that's what you worry about, where a guy gets he got a mulligan.
Yeah, it's a do-over. It's a breakfast ball if you're golfing. You didn't have time to go hit on the range, and so after the second hole, you say, can I re-tee again?
Here's the 0-2. When he's going well, he'll throw that fastball up in the zone, and it's deceptive, and then he'll throw the breaking ball, and he's got a really good curveball on the same plane.
Tom Gordon Flash used to do that.
There's that good curveball, and it's on the ground of Pedro Alvarez. AT&T trivia question: who was the last Pirate to win the National League MVP award?
It was the last time they had a winning record, right?
Barry Bonds in '92. It's a great list of Pirates who've won that award. Willie Stargell, co-MVP in '79 with Keith Hernandez of the Cardinals. Dave Parker won it in '78, the year before. What a talent he was. There's the list. Barry won it twice. That kid's got an MVP, at least one in his future, if not more. The great Roberto Clemente in '66 and Dick Groat in 1960. So the line on Jeremy Guthrie: 2 2/3, 6 runs, 4 earned, 6 hits, a walk, and a punch out. There's a base hit for Pacheco. Jones is going to cut it off, and Pacheco will have a single. The second knock of the ball game. Bring up Josh Rutledge. Rutledge a double to right his first time.
Just hope they can duplicate what they did in the second inning when Pacheco had the single and Rutledge doubled him over to third.
By the way, Pacheco with those 2 hits, now 3rd in the National League among third basemen in hitting. David Wright hitting .346 entering the day. Chipper Jones, Chipper in his final year in the big leagues, hitting .312, and then Jordan Pacheco, who's got the average to .306. Pablo Sandoval 4th on that list. David Freese, the October hero of the Cardinals, is next after that.
It was nice what happened in the All-Star game with Chipper Jones. The base hit.
Ian Kinsler.
Okay, well, yeah, he could have dove,
you
know, but it's what you want to see. You want to see your hero go out with a knock.
Yes. He was in the right spot. Talking about Chipper on Tuesday night. He needed to be at that All-Star game. Here's the 1-0 on Rutledge. Time for today's CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Fast speed and a low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com.
McDonald 93, and Guthrie 94.
Quick move from McDonald. Quick feet.
Tonight, or today, I should say, we get so accustomed to saying night in baseball. Here's the replay again. Rockies have 6 hits today. They had 9 hits last night, but 8 were singles. This ball yanked to third. Alvarez with a great play to rob Rutledge.
How did he catch this ball?
Not sure.
Because when it was hit, I was looking down the left field line to see if the left fielder was going to be able to cut it off. Pedro Alvarez, he catches it. If he comes up firing on the first time instead of double clutching, Jordan Pacheco thought it was by him too. He was off far enough that he would have been doubled up.
Matt Reynolds at the plate. He hasn't had many ABs.
This will be his second one this year.
But think of Rutledge in his first handful of days in the big leagues. He's had 4 RBIs, a couple doubles, a triple. But more than that, think of the outs he's made. A lot of rockets.
And he's covered every pitch. And what I mean by that, he's been able to hit the fastball, the breaking pitches, the curveballs, the sliders, the changeups. If the pitch is away, he's taking it to right field. If it's inside, he's been able to pull it to left.
Fouled off by Matt. Reynolds has 4 career plate appearances, 2 punch outs, some other sort of out. It actually has 5. He has a walk and a sacrifice.
Oh, heads
Look
up.
out.
No, I don't think it came through the netting. It went in that opening. Nick, you can't see if you put that over your face.
Strike 3 on the outside corner. So Pacheco is left at first base. We'll go to the 4th inning. The Pirates 6 and the Rockies 5.
Lead over the Rockies. Hey, during the month of July, Root Sports is looking for the biggest Rockies fans in Utah. We want you to tell us why you're a fan and enter to win the ultimate fan experience. Travel for you and a guest to Denver to root on the Rockies from the Root Sports Suite. Breakfast with the on-air talent and a Root Sports prize pack. For official rules and to enter, visit RockyMountain.rootsports.com. I'm in section 114, and I ran into this guy, Connor, from from Gunnison, Utah.
In Utah, yep.
Connor, who's here with you?
I got my friend Braden Harris, Jarrett White, and Tyler Harris from Gunnison, too.
All right, now you guys came for this series.
Yep, sure did.
Little road trip. They're just out of high school. You won state?
Yes, we did. State.
And one of these guys is going to be a linebacker at Utah State.
This guy right here, Braden.
That guy. Yeah, how about that, Drew and Huey? Going to Utah State to play linebacker. Pretty cool. These guys are definitely, you can put yourself in the running for the ultimate fans from Utah. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, for sure. Sweet. Sounds good to me.
All right, back up to the booth, guys.
Hey, you know what? I can't remember. Is Mark, is Coach McBride, is Ron McBride at Utah State, or
who's the is Coach McBride at Utah State?
Coach Anderson. Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson, he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody will correct
Things
me.
change. The conferences change. You know all that.
Ron McBride was at Utah for a long time, and I thought he went to either Weber or Utah State. Anyhow, good deal. Congratulations to that young man. 2-strike count on Alex Presley, and now it's a 3-strike count, and they don't allow it to go any further than that, so Presley will have to go.
Yeah, you have to go back to the dugout and put your bat and helmet away.
1 out. 2 hitters faced for Matt Reynolds, 2 punch outs, and here comes Neil Walker. 0 for 2.
Look up and see where Gunnison, Utah is located.
Well, you know Gunnison, Colorado well.
Yes.
Your daughter was a star volleyball player at Western.
I miss going over to Gunnison. I'll have to go back again just to visit.
Why don't you head up there on like January 18th?
No, that's when we took the recruiting trip. It was a little chilly.
That is always the coldest spot. It's a beautiful town, but it's always one of the coldest spots in the state. My father-in-law and brother-in-law played hoops up there. Ball and a strike on Neil Walker. How about Neil's dad, Tom? Back in August of 1971, he was playing in the Texas League. He threw a 15-inning no-hitter for Dallas Fort Worth back in the Texas League in '71. So how many pitches do you think he threw?
You said 15 innings.
15-inning no-no.
Well, for one thing, they didn't keep pitch counts. They just said, "Here's the start of the game, and I'll see you at the end of the game."
Right. Well, somebody did keep track.
Did 150.
193. And Neil Walker's gone. So 3 straight punch outs for Matt Reynolds out of the bullpen. That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. McCutchen hit it to a fielder's choice in the first inning, walked and scored in the third, came around on the Garrett Jones 3-run home run. Andrew mentioned that he was a wide receiver for a couple of years in high school and then hurt his knee and shut it down, put the eggs in the baseball basket. Smart move. His dad's a football coach still at his high school. His dad's also a pastor. And mom is a very accomplished singer. In fact, she has sung the national anthem before a Pirate spring training game.
I wonder if he gets as nervous watching his mom sing the national anthem as I'm sure his parents get watching him play.
On the ground to second. That's kind of interesting because, yeah, you worried. Don't forget any words, right? Good inning for Matt Reynolds. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Rockies trailing by a run.
go, boys. Come on, Dex. Come on, man. You're going to kill me one of these days.
So you thought warming up in between innings was just a routine game of catch, huh? Guess not. Dexter leading things off in the bottom of the fourth. Dex hitting third last night, back in the leadoff spot today. Started the game off with a home run to right, his 12th of the year, and he walked in the second. And this is in the air to Jones, who is playing very deep. 1 out. Sixth inning, Toyota Talk will come your way. Here's how you get yourself involved. Text Toyota followed by a space, and then your comments or questions to 720-720. You'll learn how to win a $500 gas card from Toyota. Marco Scutero against James McDonald in the fourth. Marco a walk and an RBI ground out.
McDonald has settled down the last 2 innings.
Well, that's again your concern. You get a good pitcher on the ropes, and then of course the Rockies don't get it done on the hill on their end. Rockies had a 5-1 lead through 2 innings of play. Then Jeremy Guthrie gave up a 5 spot in the third. It's pulled foul. Guthrie gone after 2 2/3.
Now McDonald, 75 pitches in. The Pirates, like the Rockies, have an off day tomorrow before they open up against Miami. So Clint Hurdle, I'm sure, is trying to get McDonald through 5 innings, and he has everybody available out in the bullpen, and just make it the rest of the game a bullpen day.
Well, one of the things that Clint has done as he's evolved as a manager, and he has a lot of confidence in his rotation, and well, he should. They've pitched well for him this year. We saw him with Karstens the other night. Karstens, he got 7 innings out of Karstens. Didn't go and get him when he had that bad 4th inning, when he gave up the 4 runs he would give up. We've seen him, especially McDonald. I mean, he's 9-3, 7-1 his last 8 decisions. He's earned the right to battle through if things aren't going great. And I think Clint, now more so perhaps than earlier in his managerial career, will look to get lane, let a starter work through a couple of hiccups as opposed to going to your bullpen early.
Well, think about these first 2 games. As you mentioned, the first night Karstens goes 7. Last night Eric Bedard had him on the ropes all night long, and then just took one final shot and he would have been knocked out, but he still goes 6 2/3. So to your point, you have the starters have given you 13 2/3 innings in the first 18 innings of this series, not including today. Yeah. So you have your full complement of pitchers in the pen.
Here's Cargo. Even a guy like Bedard, who of the guys in the rotation, he had been mired in a bit of a slump. He hadn't won in a while, 4 straight losing decisions coming into the ball game, but Clint hung in there with him and he was rewarded. Here's the 1-0. Off-speed pitch, and it's 1-1. Cargo hit an absolute missile for a 2-run home run in the first inning. His first home run since June the 15th. Off the back wall of the Rockies bullpen, his 18th of the year. And this ball pulled toward the hole. Good play by Walker. He'll have to get the out at first. Walker's got himself dirty at second. He's played good defense for the Pirates all year long.
Well, he almost robbed Carlos Gonzalez of a base hit on Friday night going to his left. The ball popped out of his glove. This time it didn't. And he still had the presence of mind to look at second base, to think about getting that lead runner, and thought better of it to go ahead and get Carlos Gonzalez.
Andrew Brown had a swinging bunt with the bases loaded in the second inning that turned into an infield hit and a single. Gets a breaking ball for a strike. Andrew Brown getting his first start in a Rockies uniform. Great numbers down in Colorado Springs. Second team All Big 12 player at Nebraska. After a great junior college career at Paris Junior College, Paris, Texas. He played first base for the Huskers.
That was for Coach Anderson's team.
Yeah, Coach Anderson out of Eaton, Colorado. Steve's moved on. And
Darren Erstad's there.
Darren Erstad's the new head baseball coach at Nebraska. One and two on Brown. And this ball down the line just foul. Scudero was moving on the pitch. McDonald must have fallen into a pattern.
Well, nobody holding him on. There were 2 outs. Infielders with the guy they don't think is going to steal bases. They just go ahead and play back. I want to cover the field more than I worry about that runner taking third base.
Part of that thinking also is on a base hit, especially in a big yard like this. The outfield's playing deep. He's going to score regardless.
Right. So if I play back, you know, Clint Barmas, Neil Walker, I play back, I can dive and at least hopefully knock the ball down to keep it from going to the outfield.
1 and 2 on Brown. And a base hit to left. Around third is Scudero, and he will score to tie up the game. Andrew Brown coming through. A 2 RBI day in his debut as a starter. Well, McDonald went to that breaking pitch one time too many.
Well, and he started him off with the breaking pitch, so your timing gets better each time you see it. Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo shows the head positioning of Andrew Brown. It's a good piece of hitting to keep your hands back, keep your body and your head still.
Outside on Coleman. Tyler, a ground ball to second and a fly ball to left field. Hitting .292 coming in against righties, hitting .298 against lefties. And now he's got a fastball count. It's 2-0. And back up the middle and a base hit. Andrew Brown will stop at second base. And that'll bring up Ramon Hernandez in a 6-6 affair.
Right back up the box. And James McDonald's not in a good fielding position when this ball crosses the plate. He spins off of his delivery at the end, and his back and side were exposed to the hitter. First 20,000 fans on August 4th. The game against the San Francisco Giants will receive a Todd Helton t-shirt courtesy of Davita.
Hernandez a line out to deep left or deep center and a ground ball to third. Rosario caught the first 2 ball games of this series.
Jared Hughes now for Pittsburgh. Hughes, third of an inning last night.
And 6'5" right-hander gets a swing and a miss from Hernandez. One and one. Two balls and a strike.
Ramon Hernandez just looked back to the Pirates dugout a moment ago because they were complaining. They thought that last pitch was a strike.
Go ahead run at second, and Andrew Brown, he tied up the game with a single to left. Tyler Colvin is at first. Here's the 2-1. And it's 3-1. Pacheco's on deck.
And Hughes is ready. Yeah. He's ready out in the pen.
James McDonald, 93 pitches in here in the fourth inning. He's given up 8 hits. James out of Long Beach, California. Originally drafted in the 11th round by the Dodgers in 2002 out of Golden West Community College. Back in 07, he was the Dodgers minor league pitcher of the year. Runners will be moving, 3-2. And this ball in the air, right center field. Will it get down? Jones closing quickly, gets there. In the inning, the Rockies get a couple of hits. A big one from Andrew Brown to tie it up at 6. Wednesday afternoons. Trace, the good news is the offense getting going, and that left fielder finally hit one out, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and took a terrific swing. You know, Drew, you can really make a statement for all year long. You have no complaints with what has gone on offensively, you know, not only at home but on the road. You know, the difficulty being the situation that developed early in the game. We've seen that way too many times where we build a nice lead and have a half inning where we give it all back. You know, we've obviously taken this afternoon, and this is pretty much where James McDonald is at pitch count wise. It's going to turn into a bullpen game today.
Well, it's also nice today, too. You throw Andrew Brown in the cleanup spot. He drives in a couple runs today, including that last one where he stayed on the breaking pitch very nicely.
You know, Jeff, he's a very interesting guy. He was to us in spring training. As you well know, he was one of the last guys that we sent out of camp. Didn't put his head down, went to Colorado Springs, and with what they have roughly 6.5 weeks or something left in their season, he showed up to us here a couple days ago with nearly 90 RBIs already in AAA. So he's a very capable guy, and he's definitely a guy that you got to think about in some area in the middle of your order if you're going to play him.
Yeah, he's intriguing. He's off to a nice start in this ball game. Trace, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks as always.
All right, you guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Garrett Jones will lead it off in the 5th inning against Matt Reynolds, who has done a really nice job of calming troubled waters.
Yeah, with inning and a third here for Matt Reynolds, a couple 3 punch outs in fact. But you're right, just to smooth it out, to get the waters back to the glassy look.
Jones, a 3-run bomb in the 3rd inning against Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie ends up giving up 2 home runs.
That's a home run that Garrett Jones hit. Big blast in the 3rd with 2 outs.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Matt Reynolds working to Garrett Jones. Reynolds has allowed just 1 hit in his last 5 innings of work. And you know what? Why did I say that?
All your fault.
I'll take full responsibility. Leadoff single by Jones. Casey McGee will come up. Casey's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error by Jordan Pacheco in the 3rd, and would come around to score.
Casey McGee has started the last 12 ball games for the Pirates. Started the year as their primary guy off the bench, pinch hitting, fill in at 3rd, fill in at 1st. It's coming to roll now.
This ball's deep right field, and Brown's going to watch it sail on out. Casey McGee, a 2-run opposite field home run for the former Fresno State Bulldog, and it is 8-6 Pittsburgh. This is looking more and more like one of those days you just got to outscore.
Just have to, it's going to be a slugfest. Casey McGee, his 8th home run this season. And if you were watching last night's ball game, I mentioned where his power is to right field, right center field, and he took advantage of the pitch. That wasn't a pitch where you would think a guy could hit it out to right field, because that was middle and down. Over the auxiliary scoreboard on the 1st row.
Pedro Alvarez, a home run and a single in the game. He hit the worm burner to short that was off the end of the bat and had so much English on it that it made a left turn as Rutledge was trying to field it. Initially it was scored an error, and then it was changed, I think rightfully so, to an infield hit.
What's that ball that if you look at the replay and we showed it and slowed it down and the English that it had, watch it 2 or 3 times, that's why you change those, and then you have the advantage of technology to do that.
1-2. And Alvarez a strikeout victim. That's the first out in the 5th inning. 4th strikeout from Matt Reynolds, who got the final out of the 3rd at a 1-2-3 4th. Rod Barajas will come up. Casey McGee, 3 home runs in his last 9 ball games. .23 is career high. In 2010, when he drove in 104 from Milwaukee.
Go back to that Alvarez swing from a moment ago. The ball's going down and into Alvarez. And he pulls the hands to try to get to it and then hit it off the cupped end of the bat. And that was the one we were mentioning. It went to Josh Rutledge. And it went under his glove to the backhand side. Mike Ekstrom is now up and getting loose in the Rockies bullpen.
Two and one on Barajas. Barajas catching his 1,025th career game today, and he hits a long fly ball to left, and this one's gone. Home run number 8 for Rod Barajas, and it's 9-6 Pittsburgh. And Matt Reynolds was cruising. 4 home run day for the Pirates.
Eighth home run on the season for Barajas. A 360+ hitter at Coors Field. Now his 6th home run in 32 ball games here at Coors Field. And a no-doubter.
So another pitching change with 1 out in the 5th inning. Matt Reynolds walks off. 9-6 Bucks.
Inning, pitching change for the Rockies as they trail now 9-6. Let's get you Chevy's Dare to Compare for the day. Brought to you by the Chevy Equinox. 32 highway miles per gallon, outperforms its competitors. Chevy, made for Colorado. I talked about Barry Larkin when Jimmy Rollins was in town over the weekend with the Phillies. Well, Barry Larkin goes into the Hall of Fame coming up on Sunday, the longtime Reds shortstop. And I was wondering, how does Troy Tulowitzki compare to Barry Larkin after his first 744 games in baseball? We'll take a look at these numbers. Larkin and Tulo through 744 games. Tulowitzki's right there. And the batting average is almost identical. Tulo with 11 more ABs when you get down to it. Guys, those are pretty close numbers.
They are, and it's really not surprising because we know how talented Troy Tulowitzki is. Clint Barmas at the plate with 1 out. Mike Ekstrom's next delivery is a fly ball to center field. Dex has it, and there are 2 outs. And James McDonald will hit for himself. 9-6 score. And Clint with the bonus, the benefit of the 3-run cushion is going to give McDonald a chance to get a W.
Yeah, and plus there's 2 outs, nobody on. So you don't feel like I've got to try to attack and get more runs in this half inning. It's a win-win for McDonald. He does have 95 pitches, and they've been a hard-earned 95 pitches today. But if you're a starting pitcher, you say thank you to your manager if he's doing this for you.
0-2. You know, the analogy I would make inside the game of baseball is, the guy gets a bloop single, or in the case of Andrew Brown's first RBI of the day, that swinging bunt, the ball went 18 feet. He had an RBI. There's going to be plenty of times you hit a rocket right at somebody. For McDonald, guess what? He's going to have some outings. He loses 2-1, pitches a beautiful game, but doesn't get any run support. So today, if it works out for him, not a great outing necessarily, but he's got a 9-6 lead.
Well, think back to that start on the 25th of April against the Rockies. Got a no decision through 7 innings, and that gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, had 8 punch-outs, and a no decision. And
that 1 hit came in the 7th inning. He had a no-hitter going into the 7th. That's a great point. 0-2. Man, that's a rocket back at Ekstrom, who caught it, thankfully. In the inning, 2 home runs for the Pirates. Casey McGee, a 2-run shot. Rod Barajas, a solo home run, 9-6. This is brought to you by your Colorado Hyundai dealers and America's most fuel-efficient car company, Hyundai. By Sonic, it's officially summer, so roll up and try the all-new Holy Guacamole Dog and Chili Cheese Fritos Coney. By Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank member FDIC. And by Ram Trucks. Now get a great deal on a new Ram truck at the Ram Summer Clearance event going on right now. Rockies trailing 9-6 with Jeff Houston and Mark Stout. I'm Drew Goodman. Bottom of the 5th inning. Jordan Pacheco takes a strike from James McDonald. Pacheco's 2 for 2. It's Pacheco, Rutledge, and a pinch hitter for Mike Ekstrom, you'd assume. Rockies have Rex Brothers up now.
I would assume it's probably Eric Young Jr.
He's the middle inning pinch hitter. Ground ball, and it's gobbled up by Casey McGee. To bring up Rutledge. He had a rocket to right for a double, and a rocket that looked like it was going to be a double to left. And a nice grab by the third baseman, Pedro Alvarez. Rutledge stays off that fastball. Donald pitching to contact far more than he used to.
And that's why his numbers have improved. Career high in wins last year with 9. He's got a chance to surpass that and then some this year.
Remember his first start 2 years ago with the Pirates. It came against the Rockies after that trade from the Dodgers, and he pitched a gem. 2-1.
Talking to people within the Pirates organization, they give A.J. Burnett a ton of credit for McDonald's success and other guys in the rotation, the way he's come and been a true professional.
Well, this kid's been a professional. Josh Rutledge acting like he's been here for 8 years. Keeps squaring up the baseball. 2 for 3 today. And here comes Eric Young Jr. to pinch hit.
This will be Eric Young Jr.'s 43rd pinch hit appearance.
He has a dozen pinch hits, which is the most in baseball.
Josh Rutledge is my hero. Keeps it up. He'll be a lot of people's hero.
Exciting young player. Eli pops it up left side. Barmes makes the catch. There's 2 outs. Now to bring up Dexter Fowler. Dex a home run, a walk, and a fly ball to right field. Fowler's been on base 48 times in the last 25 games. Think about that.
That's why his on-base percentage is .391, and he'd be higher after the 2 for 3 today.
You know, you go back to the All-Star game of last year, so more than a year of baseball. Dexter, during that period of time, after the very good second half last year, hitting .296 with 17 home runs, and the average will go up. Maybe nope. Alex Presley, that ball just hung in the air long enough for him to get there. Rutledge a base hit. He's left on base. 9-6 Pirates.
Cell Energy high efficiency inning. Now, Matt Reynolds had a real good inning in the fourth. A couple strikeouts, and you got McCutchen in a ground ball to the right side. Learn about energy efficiency and how to save money in your home by visiting responsiblebynature.com. Top of the order for the Pirates in the sixth inning. They lead at 9-6. They won last night 6-2. Rockies captured the first game of this series. Rex Brothers is on for the 44th time.
Rex pitched in Friday night's ball game. 2/3 of an inning. Gave up the one hit, the home run to Pedro Alvarez. He also leads the Rockies in almost 12 strikeouts per 9 innings, 45 Ks in just 34 1/3 innings.
Matt Reynolds goes an inning and 2/3. He gives up 3 runs on 3 hits, a couple of home runs, struck out 4, didn't walk anybody. Ekstrom 2/3 of an inning, nothing across. And now Rex Brothers. Presley takes a swing at a 94-mile-an-hour heater and fouls it back.
That is the pitch that will eat left-handers up. It's slider, but it's the location from the 4th strike zone that gets him.
And Presley rolls over to Scudero. Time for the Home Depot doing more on defense. Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Jordan Pacheco. It's a nice play on Clint Barmas's ground ball. It's an all-reaction position on the field.
Well, and we saw him react on Friday night to a ball to his left and also one down the line.
Neil Walker's 0 for 3. He's riding that 17-game hitting streak. The longest of his career is 18. The way this game's unfolding, he figures to get a couple more at bats.
Yeah. Walker, like McCutchen, employs just resting the bat on his shoulder to relax his body and then push it off into the hitting zone. It's a good way to stay loose. Just rest it there. Okay, everything's good. Keep the hands free. Now I'll go. It's the same principle that Rod Carew used to do. I know Carew laid his bat flat, but he had his fingers like he was playing the flute, just so the muscles didn't tighten up. And this is what this does. Now he'll go.
4-pitch walk to Walker. And that'll bring up Andrew McCutchen with 1 out. I've told that story several times about Andrew McCutchen leading Polk County in hitting Central Florida when he was an 8th grader. He had 508 as an 8th grader, but he got better. His senior year, he hit 709.
But it begs the question, why did he even have that many opportunities to hit?
Yeah, it should have been like,
he
should have been 3 for 4 with 60 walks.
Yes.
to short. Chance to turn 2 over on McCutchen, and the Rockies will. Started by Josh Rutledge. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rockies trailing by 3.
Six going, bottom 6. Marks out of the outfield. You see a lot of numbers. People wearing their jerseys, people wearing their T-shirts. I remember growing up, guys, watching Al Oliver of the Pirates. Good player. And he was the first major leaguer to wear the number 0. He also wore 00 because he had a teammate in Toronto that wore 0. So he was the first to do that. Did you have any favorite guys that wore 0 that you can remember? Huey, did you play with anybody that wore 0 or 00?
Oddibe McDowell.
Right. Oddibe did. His 0 even is retired at Arizona State. I read something, too, that Tony Clark wore 0 with the Mets, and then it was told to him that Mr. Met was wearing 00, so he only wore it for like a game. Miguel Tejada had 10. The 1 came off on a head-first slide, so he wore 0 for like half a game.
Tony Clark's too big to wear a 0.
He is, isn't he?
He could wear 3 digits.
Yeah.
But Drew, that big. Drew, you remember Al Oliver.
Sure. Al Oliver was
hitter.
a tremendous Pittsburgh Pirate, tremendous hitter.
He wore it because Oliver's last name. A lot of guys, like Omar Oliveras, wore it, and a bunch of guys with their name for that.
Well, there was a Rocky coach who wore 00, double odd. Brad Andrus, who's now he was a strength coach here for a number of years. Now the strength coach
with the Pirates,
with the New York Mets.
Oh, with the Mets.
But Brad wore 2 zeros on his back and couldn't just wear 1 because Brad's too big. He had to have 2 zeros.
It was like Tony Clark. Too big. He would have had to wear 3 zeros.
Yeah. Brad Lincoln is the new pitcher. 4th pick in the draft a few years ago. And he's done a really good job out of the bullpen. The league hitting just .234 against him. He's getting ready to face Carlos Gonzalez. I asked Clint Hurdle about him yesterday if his future is back in the rotation. He's had some good starts. He's had some starts that didn't go so well.
I think you leave him as a reliever for now because his ERA coming out of the pen is .61.
And that was Clint's take on it. Right now, with a team that's going well, this is his comfort area. Who knows down the road?
Sure. But let him evolve into it. There's been numerous guys throughout the history of the game that have started but then move to the pen and then eventually move back to the rotation once they figure it out.
2-strike count on Cargo. Hit a 2-run home run in his first at bat today. And he got him on a slider. 2 outs, too quickly gone. That'll bring up Andrew Brown. James McDonald is on the plus side. He gave up 6 runs in 5 innings, 9 hits. He walked 4, 1 intentionally, punched out just 2. So 13 base runners in 5 innings, and you're on the plus side.
You just, after the game, if it holds up, you go by every position player, you shake their hand and say thank you. But you got to tip your cap to James McDonald. He didn't have his stuff, but he gutted out 5 innings. That was just a laboring effort from him today.
Hits are even, the runs are not. 9 hits for both teams. Andrew Brown, foul tip, and it's 0-2. Missed all of 07. Lincoln did with Tommy John surgery.
Still throwing 96 to 97 miles an hour. The success rate on Tommy John surgeries 91, 92%. I think guys are more afraid of hearing they have something wrong, they have to have shoulder surgery, than they do Tommy John anymore.
There's a little more uncertainty with the shoulder than with Tommy John. It's just a lengthy period of time to get back. I mean,
Jorge De La Rosa is a prime example.
Looks like Jorge not only will miss the majority of 2011, but the majority, not just the majority, but all of 2012.
And he was out and throwing before the game today with Keith Duggar, which is a positive step, because he had been shut down from throwing for a while. He'd had some inflammation again back into the elbow.
One, 2. 2-2. Brad Lincoln, a Texas native. The guy he's facing is a Texas native. Andrew Brown from Carrollton, Texas.
Just outside of Dallas-Fort Worth area in Arlington.
2-2. Brown keeps it alive. Lincoln's from Pearland, Texas.
It's down by Houston.
That is by Houston. In fact, he played at the University of Houston for 3 years. He was a two-way threat. He hit 295 with some power in his career at the University of Houston. That's a fair ball, and Alvarez whiffs on it. Brown digging for second base.
Heavy topspin. We had to give ground on this ball. You can't come get it. It's hit right out in front of the plate and then hits the dirt again. Watch it. He tried to give with it, and that just ate him up.
They never got leather on it. We'll see how they score that.
Might score that a base hit.
Boy, that's a tough spot down there at third. And I know you had some time there in the big leagues. Well, it is scored a double now.
Good, because there's no place that Alvarez could have gone with that. If he tries to come and pick it in a short hop way, he's still going to be an in-between hop. Vinny Castillo, who played here for so many years and then flashed the leather, you'd say there's nothing wrong with the drop step.
0-2 on Tyler Colvin. So Andrew Brown has a 3-hit day in his first start with the Rockies, including a couple of RBIs. Brad Lincoln was part of that 2006 draft, which was loaded with talent. Lou Koshaver from Colorado went #1. Greg Reynolds went #2 to the Rockies. Evan Longoria 3 to Tampa, and then Lincoln. After that, Brandon Morrow went to Seattle. Clayton Kershaw to the Dodgers. Drew Stubbs, the Reds. Lincecum eventually to the Giants. Max Scherzer was in that draft. Tyler Colvin was in that draft. This ball's grounded foul. Ian Kennedy was in that draft, taken by the Yankees.
A lot of legwork by the scouts to see all those guys and write the reports.
How about Tim Lincecum? They were getting ready to perhaps remove him for a start from the rotation. He goes out and throws 8 shutout innings and strikes out 11. He's Tim Lincecum again.
It seems like he's done that the last couple of years.
Well, this would be good and big if Tyler Colvin could get a 2-out knock here. Won't happen. Brad Lincoln strikes him out with a 94-mile-an-hour tailing fastball. Brown left in second. We are through 6. 9-6 Pirates. The Cooney Lexus look back. You know, the Pirates have hit a lot of home runs today, and the Rockies have had a couple. First inning, Dexter Fowler gave the Rockies a 1-0 lead. 2 hitters later, Carlos Gonzalez swatted one off the back wall of the Rockies bullpen. It was 3-0. Rockies were up 5-1 at one point. Alvarez, an opposite field home run. And then here come the Pirates with the long ball. This made it 5-4. Garrett Jones with a home run. A 3-run shot. 5th inning, Casey McGee with a 2-run home run to right. And then Rod Barajas leaves the building. 2 against Guthrie, 2 against Matt Reynolds. 9-6 Pittsburgh as we go to the top of the 7th inning, and Garrett Jones will lead it off against Rex Brothers. All of that brought to you by Cooney Lexus, where luxury has an address. South Broadway in Littleton. They're in the process of building a brand new store in Greenwood Village. It'll be state-of-the-art and enormous. This ball's fouled off by Jones. In addition to the 3-run home run, a single and a run scored in the 5th. He's 2 for 3.
I think Garrett Jones had the biggest swing of this game with the 3-run home run in the 3rd inning with 2 outs after you just walked Andrew McCutcheon. If you get out of that inning, you're still up, and they've only scored 1 run.
It was one of those get you back in the ball game.
Well, get the momentum into your dugout. If you're the Pirates, you're sitting there, but I looked down when they hit it, and the explosion of their dugout told you that they had some hope.
And now it's a battle of the bullpens, but of course the Pirates are +3, and their bullpen, by the ERA standard, has been the best in the National League, and they've been an often utilized bullpen.
Yeah, with Jason Grilli, Juan Cruz, but on the back end, Joel Hanrahan.
Brothers blows away Jones. First out in the 7th. Now bring up Casey McGee.
Well, the Rockies on your phone with the MLB.com At Bat 2012 app features highlights, pitch tracking, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or go to ColoradoRockies.com for more information.
On the corner, a strike on McGee. Boy, this game started so favorably for the Rockies. They've been struggling to score runs. They got 5 in the first 2 innings. They're up 5-1, but Jeremy Guthrie had a rough 3rd inning. In fact, couldn't get the requisite 3 outs. He got the first 2. Matt Reynolds had to get the final out. 10 came to the plate in that 3rd inning for Pittsburgh.
Well, especially since he had struggled in last night's game so much offensively. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, left 13 guys on base.
And then Andrew Brown tied up the score with a base hit in the 4th inning at 6. And Matt Reynolds, who did so well in relief the first inning and a 3rd, struggled with the long ball in the 5th inning against the Pirates. That's why they lead at 9-6. Rockies have out-hit Pittsburgh 10-9. The Rockies already this year have 8 ball games where they've blown a 3 or more run lead. Brothers with another strikeout. I mean, think about that. You have a 3-run lead in the high 90s in terms of percentile, you ought to win.
And those leads have been early in games too, various times. Jim Tracy's seen some things this year that just make you shake your head. Think back to the Cincinnati game when they had 5 home runs and scored 5 runs and lost. Never seen that before.
Pedro Alvarez, home run, single, and a strikeout. That skipped off the mask of Ramon Hernandez and then nearly got the on-deck hitter Rod Barajas, who after the ball hit off the screen kind of feigned like he was going to swing at it. Rod, Southern California native.
The way the stadiums are now, they're so much closer to the field, so the hitters are closer to the batter's box, and every guy's looking for that advantage, so they creep up. There's no longer the on-deck circle.
1 and 2. The only thing guys do at the on-deck circle is that's where the weights
pine tar.
and the pine tar.
Yeah. But besides that, they're not swinging on that. For one thing, that thing is a rubberized surface, so you slip. You don't get the traction you do in the dirt.
Hernandez held the baseball. Brothers strikes out the side in the 7th. Jones, McGee, and Alvarez. 9-6 Pirates. Stretch time at Coors Field.
Drew Goodman, Jeff Hewson, and Mark Stout. Bottom of the 7th inning. Ramon Hernandez will lead things off. Hear from our very own Cowboy every week by visiting the Write Up Cowboy section of the Root Sports website. The Hall of Famer Tracy Ringlesby will bring you Rockies game notes, other stories, insights, all kinds of good stuff. Here's how you check it out. Go to rootsports.com/Rocky Mountain. It's a Cowboy hard at work.
Always.
Or so he tells us.
He looks busy.
Yeah. Ramon Hernandez is 0 for 3. A line out to deep center, a ground ball to third, and a fly ball to right field. Second inning of work for Brad Lincoln. Fastball off the outside corner, ball 1. Barmes with a real accurate throw. He's played great defense in this series coming back to Coors Field.
Well, he had 3 double plays last night. He's just had 1 error in his last 26 ball games. 9 errors on the season.
Yeah, I know the Pirate fans aren't thrilled with the average, just a little over 200. He has a 2-run single in today's game. But you better have somebody who can pick it up the middle, and Clint has done that for the Pirates. He has not taken his bat out to the field.
Think about it. They have Andrew McCutchen in center field. They have who has 1 error. Neil Walker at second base has 4 errors, and Clint Barmes has 9 errors at shortstop. So that's what you need. You need strength up the middle, and the Pirates have that, and they made that play look more than routine.
He'll get another chance. Top came up on him, but he'll handle it with the soft hands and throw out Jordan Pacheco. Pacheco's now 2 for 4. Josh Rutledge, who's 2 for 3, will come up. Rutledge has found the barrel 3 times in the game. Double to right, a rocket to third, the only time he's been retired. And then a hard smash up the middle. He's creating a lot of fast friends and fast fans.
Rightfully so. People always ask, is it hard to make the adjustment from Double-A to the big leagues? Well, you see a lot of guys do it.
This is in the air to right. Garrett Jones will have it. Lincoln works a quick 7th inning. We'll go to the 8th. It's 9-6 Pirates.
here as we go to the 8th inning. Do you guys remember the story from 2008 when there was the $1 Million Arms kind of TV show in the country of India, and the Pirates actually signed a couple of players from that show? You would have won like $1 million if you could throw 90 miles an hour and over the plate. One guy made $10,000. His name is Rinku Singh, like Vijay Singh. He's still in the Pirates organization. At age 23, he's pitching in the Sally League in West Virginia, and he's actually pitching pretty well. He's had 64 relief appearances. He's a lefty, and he's being managed by Rick Sofield. Rick Sofield is one of the 13 big leaguers from the state of Wyoming. I promised the Cowboy, Huey, that I would get this in there because not many guys from Wyoming made it to the big leagues. He was a first-round pick of the Twins, so he's managing this kid from India in West Virginia, the A affiliate of the Pirates. So I don't know, maybe the kid will make it to the big league someday.
Well, he's left-handed.
Yeah, he is lefty.
That helps, and he's breathing.
And he's pitching out of the pen. He's thrown a lot of games already. You never know, right?
That's right.
Jeff is thinking of having a similar type of contest in Kazakhstan next year.
If you can field a few grounders, you can be a middle infielder.
He hasn't formulated exactly how the contest is going to go.
I don't know the game plan just yet, but it's going to be. I might try that.
Maybe something with bunting too.
Yeah.
You know? Get some bunts down, field some grounders. You're over here.
Mark, I have a feeling your computer has smoke coming out of it with some of the stories you've dug up lately.
I remember telling that story a couple of years ago right behind the Pirates dugout because it was interesting, and I was thinking, are these guys the one guy is still around, the guy that made the most money from India. So
I actually do remember that contest.
Keep on that, Huey. You never know, right?
That's right.
You also know that in an earlier contest, this goes back about 25 years, Mark, Sid Finch came out of the the same program.
That might have been the best story ever. April Fool's joke.
The long piece in Sports Illustrated, April 1st of, I think, 1985 or 3 or somewhere back then. The fictitious Sid Finch, who threw like 130 miles an hour.
A Sid Finch reference on July 18th of 2012. Awesome.
Hadn't had one in a while, have you?
We have not.
Rod Barajas is a strikeout victim. Matt Belisle now on the hill, as you can tell. Clint Barmas will come up. Clint 1 for 3, a 2-run single to right center field back in the 3rd inning.
Well, the last 4 guys for the Pirates have gone down swinging. Rex Brothers today, 2 innings, 3 punch-outs.
April of '85 was that Sports Illustrated issue that featured Sid Finch. Andrew Brown makes the catch.
On July 28th, the Rockies Wives will host their annual Charity Baskets event. The silent auction will take place on the main concourse in center field, where fans can bid on baskets filled with unique Rockies items. July 28th, always a great event for charity.
Josh Harrison will pinch hit for Brad Lincoln. 2 very good innings for Lincoln. Harrison originally in the Cubs organization. Did you have him there? Or?
No, he came after I had left the organization. He's found his niche with the Pirates. A utility roles, played shortstop, the outfield, third base. He throws out a knock.
He's got himself a base hit. He played his college baseball at the University of Cincinnati. Bring up a guy who played at Ole Miss, Alex Presley. Played with Chris Coughlin there. Seth Smith was a little bit ahead of him.
Before Drew Pomeranz.
He did overlap with Lance Lynn, though. A lot of big leaguers at Ole Miss lately. There's a strike. 2 outs in the 8th inning. The Rockies down by 3. 6 outs offensively left. They'll have a pinch hitter for Belisle to lead off the 8th inning, and then Fowler, Scudero. Beyond that, Gonzalez and Brown. Andrew Brown getting a start today. He's had a big day, 3 hits. He's called up less than 48 hours ago.
Good news today on Jhoulys Chacin. He's pushed up a day earlier for his next side simulated session, whatever you want to call it. He's going to pitch on the 21st instead of the 22nd now, because after he threw yesterday, he felt so good coming into today.
Good news. Presley's 1 for 4. Who's now 1 for 5. Good inning from Matt Belisle, including a couple of strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockies have to crank up the O again. Bottom of the 8th inning. Michael Kadire is going to pinch hit, and he'll face Jason Grilli, the former Rocky, who's been the primary 8th inning man this year for Clint Hurdle. Rockies got after him a couple of days ago, beat him in the 9th inning. Grilli in a 4-4 ball game entered the bottom of the 9th inning, and Dexter Fowler would have a sac fly to win the ball game.
And that was his 3rd loss on the season for Jason Grilli. This guy was claimed by Pittsburgh, and this is the 2nd time he's been with Hurdle, and now he's become more of an important late inning guy. And when he was with the Rockies, he was a 6th or 7th inning, occasionally 8th inning, but now he's trying to be that shutdown guy to get to Joel Hanrahan, the closer.
And he's striking out a lot of guys, as is Hanrahan. Really striking out about 14 batters per 9 innings. That's one of the best marks of any bullpen member in baseball.
And it's still fastball slider from Grilli.
The MVP of the Pirates clearly has been Andrew McCutchen. He may be the MVP of the league. The next MVP, maybe the bullpen as an collectively as an entity.
And they're 2nd in the National League in ERA at a 2.68. They're second in saves with 31 as a club.
Fewest blown saves.
Yeah, they only have 6 blown saves, and the save percentage 838. That's first in the National League.
Kadire with a 2-0 count against Grilly. And it's 3-0. Down 3 runs. This is an automatic take situation.
It's all about base runners now.
A lot of sinking action there. That ball almost sunk out of the zone. It's 3-1.
And that's where he's improved. It used to be a four-seam straight fastball.
Ball 4. So good start in the 8th inning. Kadire walks, and that'll bring up Dexter Fowler. Dexter, a home run, a walk, fly ball right field, and a line drive to left. It's got to be nice to look up on that scoreboard and see your average at 304.
Yeah, those are the times when you're walking to the plate that you look up there. It's around the Mendoza line. You keep your head down and you just go to the plate.
And this is bunted in the air. Alvarez made the catch. Almost a miscommunication between Grilly and Alvarez that would have allowed that to drop and be a hit.
Well, at the last moment, Jason Grilly gets out of Alvarez's way. He's calling for it. Jason stopped his momentum from running into Alvarez. Because if he keeps going, that'll cause the flinch from the third baseman, and the reach won't be as far.
Scudero 0 for 2 and a couple of walks. He has driven a run in with a ground out. He has scored 2 runs.
The Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, you'll see how far Alvarez had to reach and slide for it. But if Grilly takes one more step, he's in his way, and he'll short arm or alligate the glove in the arm, and that drops in.
This one may be playable for McGee, and then maybe not. Scudero could reach, bring the tying run up in the person of Carlos Gonzalez. Want to hear the rumor of the day emanating from Boston?
Yep.
Tell you right after this pitch. Supposedly the Marlins and Red Sox are talking about Carl Crawford being shipped to Miami with a prospect for Hanley Ramirez and Heath Bell.
Interesting. I know they haven't been happy with Heath Bell down in Miami, and he still has 2 years left on his deal.
Carl Crawford has been injured most of his time or ineffective with Boston. Just came back, actually, threw out a 3-hit night. And Hanley Ramirez, even with Ozzie, I mean, I know he had a home run the other day. He had actually a couple home runs the last couple days, but he's not been the same guy.
No, but does he slide back to shortstop?
I would think in Boston, yes.
Yeah, because they have Willie Middlebrooks at third.
Right.
Who they got rid of Kevin Youkilis for.
Scudero battling away against Grilly. he held up. Two and two. Rockies a year ago through 91 games, 43 and 48. This year through 90, they're 35 and 55.
Probably the other number that jumps out at you is their home record, 20 and 28.
And that's a really difficult pill to swallow. 3 and 2. Pirates with 50 wins in their first 90 games. The last time they won 50 games this quickly, long time ago, 20 years, 92, when they captured the NL East.
And that was the year we saw earlier today that Barry Bonds was the MVP of the National League. Part of our trivia question today.
Kadire at first, 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled off. One of those difficult decisions for Tracy. He wants to stay out of the double play. Scudero does not strike out much, but Grilli does strike out a lot of guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would take the chance of a double play compared to a strike him out, throw him out, and leave Carlos Gonzalez to lead off next inning.
Kadire again not going, and once again Marco fouls it off.
The other thing you have to factor in is Kadire has been sitting on the bench for the last 3+ hours before this at bat. I know his legs, you try to get them as loose as you can, but they're still not as loose as when if you're a starter.
Base hit for Scudero, and the Rockies will get the tying run up in just the guy they wanted. Here comes Little Pony.
Scudero kept fouling pitch after pitch after pitch off to get one that he liked. Finally slices it on the 11th pitch of the at-bat to right field.
Clint has one left-hander down there, Tony Watson. And another former Nebraska Cornhusker will jog in.
Up with one out. Who wants tacos? Fans, if you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies score 7 or more for the Rockies Taco Special, text the keyword taco to 720-720. Feed your Rockies fever only at Taco Bell. Carlos Gonzalez, a 2-run home run back in the first inning. It ended a 94 at-bat drought between home runs.
He's also 2 for 3 in his career off of Watson with the home run. Left-handers this year off of Tony Watson, a 308 average. Right-handers just hitting 196. He's got a sinking fastball and a slider, but he throws the sinker 75% of the time.
Cargo got a pitch to hit there. He got a fastball out over the plate, fouled it back. Gonzalez, by virtue of that 2-run home run in the first, now has a 25-game Coors Field hitting streak. 433 average during the 25 games, including 8 home runs. He's driven in 23 in those 25 affairs. He was intentionally walked in the second, a ground out and a strikeout as well today. Slowly hit to second, one play, and that's to first. And now Andrew Brown coming up. Clint allow Watson to face him. He has great numbers, as Jeff mentioned, against righties. Less than 200 average.
Well, he might also with Tyler Colvin, the left-hander that's due up after Brown.
Brown's had a big day. Infield single with the bases loaded produced a run. He tied up the game with a line drive to left, tied it up at 6-6 in the fourth. He doubled his last time up, 3 for 4. 2 ribbies out there for Andrew Brown. Ooh, good pass through the zone on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Let's hope he can reverse the trend of what this series has been for the Rockies. 5 for 27 with runners in scoring position.
Rockies are 2 for 8 today. They were 0 for 10 last night. Kadire at third. He walked. Scudero singled. He's at second. And this ball lifted a long way, but it's foul. Crowd's excited, but 40 feet foul.
The outfielders for the Pirates have moved back now to no double step. They'll give up the single and a couple runs. They don't want Brown, if he hits it, to get it immediately into scoring position at second.
Watson strikes out Brown, and the Rockies' woes with runners in scoring position continue. We'll go to the ninth, 9-6 Pittsburgh. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
And by Berkanier Mechanical and Plumbing Services. For all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Berkanier 303-777-3037. Think green, think Berkanier. Pirates leading the Rockies 9-6, top of inning number 9 at Coors Field on a Wednesday afternoon. Let's check in with Joel Klatt out in center field. Joel.
All right, Drew. Well, first of all, the Rockies and Jeremy Guthrie have to be feeling a little dazed and confused right now. Jeremy Guthrie, an ERA north of 9 here at Coors Field. Plus, he's given up 21 home runs on the season. That's the league leader in that category. How about what can Brown do for you? Andrew Brown, in his first start as a Rocky, 3 knocks. I know he just struck out, but 3 knocks and a double, 2 RBIs. Quite a starting debut for Andrew Brown. We'll hear from Jim Tracy as well on the Toyota postgame show. Drew, what do you got?
What do I have?
That's right.
I got Rafael Betancourt right now on the hill.
Rafael, 35th appearance. He's had to come in a couple different times now in a non-save situation to get work in. He was in the game on Monday night, rain delay. Started that inning, and after the rain came at 52 minutes, Jim Tracy didn't send him back out there again. Looking to keep this ball game at a 9-6 game for the Rockies when they go to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Neil Walker is going to lead things off against Betancourt. He's got a 17-game hitting streak on the line. 0 for 3 and a walk for Walker. Great athletic family. You mentioned his dad played professional baseball, and he's had a brother playing professional baseball. His sister was a college athlete.
Scored 21 touchdowns 4 different ways during his college or his football career in high school. 12 receiving, 5 rushing, 2 on punt returns, and 2 interceptions.
Then they moved him to quarterback.
Yeah.
His high school jersey retired in baseball. That's a strike, 2-1. Three-1 on Walker, and a ground ball to short. Nice play, Rutledge. He's got him. Walker did all he could to get to first base and beat that throw. Rutledge, second time we've seen him do that pirouette, moving to his left.
Yeah, and this one was more difficult than the other one because it's down on the ground more, so you have to reach out and get it, and by the time you spin and pick up the first baseman, he's on the grass. On the money, the stretch from Tyler Colvin. Athletic plays from Josh Rutledge and Tyler Colvin.
Tremendous play by Rutledge. McCutcheon at the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. He's been 0 for anything in forever. Takes ball 1. McCutcheon's got a smaller hit streak on the line. Andrews hitting his last 8 to the tune of a .529 average. 6 home runs in his last 6 ball games. 9th inning, 9-6 Pittsburgh, 1 out. And this is well hit. Dexter's going to have a play though. 420 feet from home plate.
About the glide from Dexter. Just takes those long loping strides and it makes it look easier than what the play is. And Dexter, you can see the jump that he got. Long stride, then he had to slow down. People at times think that Dexter's not running hard or he's not trying. That's not the case. He's so athletic and he makes the plays look easy.
Very fluid out there. 1-0 on Garrett Jones. 3-run home run and a single today. 2 for 4 for Jones. Pirates, when he drives in a run, are 18-5. One area they may look to upgrade is to try to find a bat, corner outfield bat. They've had only 27 RBIs from their right fielders this year, which is 29th in the game. The Padres are the worst, not surprisingly. And they have only 23 RBIs out of the left field spot, which is last in baseball. Those are 2 power spots.
Yeah, and Tracy Ringoldsby talked about this on the pregame show, and he brought up an interesting name in Justin Upton for that spot, because Justin Upton still has 3 years left on his contract.
This is a fair ball. Kicks off the big part of that wall and foul ground. Jones will have a double. What will it take for Kevin Towers to move Justin Upton? He's been under fire this year.
Do they have enough in their farm system to make the deal? Garrett Jones gets a ball that is away from him, doesn't try to do too much with it, just takes it where it's pitched and hits it down into the corner.
Gorkys Hernandez will pinch run for Jones, and then he'll stay in the game and play right. He's going to come in the 9th inning anyhow.
A 14th double on the season for Garrett Jones.
Catch is made out there by Andrew Brown. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Rockies trailing by 3 runs. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Berkanier Mechanical and Plumbing Services. For all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Berkanier at 303-777-3037. Think green, think Berkanier. Well, the ball game started well for the Rockies. They had a 5-1 lead through 2 innings of play. In fact, they led 3-0 in the first inning. Home runs from Dexter Fowler, a solo shot, 2-run shot from Carlos Gonzalez. But then the third inning happened for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They got 5 runs off of Jeremy Guthrie. He was knocked out. And they added on from that point forward. It's 9-6. Gorky Hernandez is in right field. And on the hill, one of the top closers in the game, Joel Hanrahan. Tyler Colvin, Ramon Hernandez, Jordan Pacheco scheduled for the Rockies.
164 batting average against. That's 8th best among National League relievers. And for his career, he ranks 4th with 71 career saves as a Pirate.
And a swinging strike one. He got the save last night, his 25th of the year. Colvin a base hit back in the 4th. He's 1 for 4.
And 1 for 4 in his career off of Joel Hanrahan. Last night, Hanrahan struck out Colvin to end the game with the hard slider down in the dirt. And he's going to go back to it again.
1-2, and he strikes him out. Well located. One gone. Ramon Hernandez coming up. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you again by Berkanier Mechanical and Plumbing Services. For all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Berkanier 303-777-3037. Think green, think Berkanier. Hernandez 0 for 4. Fouled off. Pitching matchup Friday in San Diego. Drew Pomerantz will have the baseball again for the Rockies. And the former Rocky who's pitching well in a Padre uniform, Jason Marquis. That has been a team that has been decimated with injuries on the hill.
Marquis 2-5 with the 3.62 ERA.
Yeah, the record's not good, but
no,
the ERA is fine. Marquis faced the Rockies when the Padres were in town and did a nice job. And you know how games go at Petco.
A low scoring affair.
And Hanrahan continues to pile up the strikeouts. 2 gone, nobody on. Jordan Pacheco, the last hope for the Rockies, trailing by 3. Hanrahan, 39 strikeouts in 36 innings.
Just a power arm coming out of the pen. Just a power fastball with some movement, the power slider.
Pacheco 2 for 4. This is well hit center field, but McCutchen is going to get there, and the Pirates take 2 of 3 from the Rockies at Coors Field. That's 3 straight series that the Pirates have come to Denver and won against the Rockies. James McDonald didn't have his best stuff. He goes just 5 innings, but he's now a 10-game winner. He gives up 6 runs in 5 innings on 9 hits. He walked 4, but he wins. The 10 victories, a new career high for James McDonald. Again, he's 10-3. Matt Reynolds ends up taking the loss. He is 3-1. And Hanrahan, another save, his 26th of the year. And the Rockies have blown another 3-run lead in a ball game. Close to double figures in that stat. Today's Delivery of the Game is brought to you by Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys. Casey McGee, that 2-run home run to the opposite field, gave the Pirates a lead they would not relinquish. Again, the Rockies had a 3-0 lead and a 5-1 lead early. They could not hold it. The final score this afternoon from Coors Field. The Pirates win it 9-6. The Pirates now 51-40. The Rockies now 21 games south of 500. Toyota postgame show is next.